Damn, is it beautiful out today? I don't care. I'll say it. I'm thugged out. I'm on a tractor. I'm out here in the wilderness. It's beautiful out. Couldn't ask for better weather. It's beautifuler than a motherfucker out here. I'm all about it. Today on Midnight Run, episode 2 of the Spear. The new rifle that will be replacing the Army's M4. I saw a picture today. Sig posted a picture today on Instagram. Today is the 4th of October. And it showed, like, I think it was the 101st. Dudes from like the 101st, and they were like touching it. They just started fielding it.
It arrived. That completes the set. Series 12.
Not this one specifically, because it's mine, but they're getting the XM7, which is the Spear. So I feel like we have, or I have, done a decent, put a decent amount of rounds through it. I probably put another like 400 or 500 rounds through it since the previous video. So I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting some good feedback, some bad feedback, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable with it. But why would you ever need a rifle like this? Well, for one, the government hates you. Oh, you think they like you? Yeah, you think that the government wants you to be free. You think that they want you to be safe, and they don't want any sort of tyranny or agenda pushed on you. Sure, they're different. Our government is different from all the other ones since the beginning of time. Sure, that's probably one reason why you should need something like this. But all jokes aside, it's a pretty cool rifle. Pretty cool rifle. Big gripes that haven't changed was how heavy it is. I weighed it with the suppressor, the scope, the sling, bipod. It came in at 15.4 pounds. That's not light at all. That's fat as shit. You are fat as shit. You are disgusting. Do you like being fat? Kinda. But that is a big gripe that I've really noticed with it, and I've definitely felt it, was the weight of this bad Larry. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty chonky. Extremely heavy. But I've kind of been getting used to it. I don't know, well, it's obviously because I was getting used to the weight, but it hasn't really been bothering me so much like it was in the previous video. And then I went to go shoot the Spear, and it that thing felt like a paperweight. I was just slinging it around, throwing it around like it was nothing. So, but it definitely is chonky. That does not change. Going into the suppressor, I got the OSS on here. I definitely had to get a suppressor cover. This is an Armageddon Gear one. It's all right. I've only shot it with it a couple times, but it keeps sliding off. I don't think I'm tightening it correctly, but I'll have to go back and read the directions. Men, we don't really read directions. We just go out and do trial and error, right? So I will definitely check that out, but so far it's not bad. I kind of like the Armageddon. I love Armageddon products. I have their rear bag. I have some other stuff, but I love their rear bag. Suppressor cover's not awful, but again, I probably only have like 50 rounds with it on, so that's that. But if you are going to run scope suppressor, they're not friends. They're not friends at all. You definitely need that cover because you get that heat coming off of the suppressor, and it will throw your shot off. It looks like fog, kinda. You can't really see anything when that thing starts getting hot. So definitely got to wrap that suppressor with something. Put the money. This one's not very cheap. It's like $89, I think it was, or 90 bucks or something. But wrap your suppressor, especially if you're running a scope. Not friends. Not friends at all. They don't like each other. Definitely segregation. Definitely ride in the back of the bus when it comes to suppressor scope. So that's something to be cognizant about when you're running your suppressor. Definitely get a wrap for it. But that's not really with the spear. Let's just go check out the accuracy. We kind of rambled on about it, but let's just go check out the accuracy and see how accurate it is. So we're down here at the 100-yard zero range. I'm just going to show you how the spear is grouping. Not bad. Using PPU 168 grain boat tail hollow points. If you guys know anything about PPU, they are made in Serbia. So if you know anything about Serbia, genocide, they're pretty good at genocide. So ifto facto, they're probably decent at making ammo. I've always liked PPU. I've never had any problems with it. It's kind of inconsistent because it is on the cheaper end, but it's definitely good target ammo to go shoot steel with and stuff like that. That's why I like it. So 168 grain boat tail hollow points at 100 yards. Let's see how it's grouping. Then we're going to try 175 grain boat tail hollow points and see how those are doing and which one's better. But I have my money on the 168 grains, to be honest. So here we go. Kind of what I expected, especially with the PPU ammo, which it's not very consistent ammo. I had it on the, the chronograph was measuring feet per second, and it was going from like 2,700 feet per second, dropping down to 2,400 feet per second, going to 2,560 feet per second. And then when you have inconsistent loads like that, powder loads, you start getting hangers. Stuff like that. That guy right there is a perfect example where it's in the vicinity, but it's clearly high. So if you're ever trying to, not at 100 yards, it's not too big of a deal. But when you're trying to take a shot out, a couple hundred yards and you're trying to hit Pedophile Pete, that's going to increase, and you just whiffed. Congratulations, you just whiffed. He just did a molestation. You missed him. So when you're using crappy ammo like that, you kind of got to be careful. But it's kind of what I expected. Wasn't awful groups. Then also the Sig Spear is not a precision rifle. It's a battle rifle. So kind of what I expected with it. This was suppressed. Right here, this top one. This was unsuppressed. So I was like 0.5 mils high. So you are seeing bullet shift with or without the suppressor, which kind of sucks, but that's usually comes with the territory when you're shooting suppressed. So this wasn't bad. You had 3 on top of each other, then you had some hangers over here. This one was unsuppressed. This one was suppressed. So kind of what I expected out of the 168 grains with the Sig Spear. Let's go test the 175 grains and see if they do any better. Okay, we saw how the 168 grain worked, or lack of, I guess. So that wasn't awful, but now we're going to be doing the bullets first ammunition. This is by American Marksman. So this is the M118 170 grain 308. So let's check it out. We'll do this one suppressed and unsuppressed and see which one groups better. But here we go. Leroy Jenkins. .175 grain. What is it? The M118s. Did a lot better, actually, which is pretty surprising. Here was suppressed. I'm zeroing it suppressed. You had one on top of each other, and then you had some hangers over here. Again, the bullet first ammo is pretty cheap. It's not expensive ammo. And just like the 168, when you start getting into cheaper ammo, you get inconsistent loads. And when you get inconsistent loads, you don't really get good groups. So they're blasting over there. This was suppressed. This was unsuppressed. I was aiming here. I was aiming at that one, and it was going up here. So I was high, pretty much a whole mil high, and then half a mil to the right. So you got some massive bullet shift with the 175 grains. suppressed and unsuppressed. And then this one was suppressed, which I was zeroing it with the suppressor on, so kind of more dead center. I could tweak it a little bit, but hey, whatever. I shoot steel. I'm not a competition shooter or anything like that. I just wouldn't be the best rifle to be a competition shooter with either. But that will get pedophile Pete. I'm happy with it. That will get pedophile Pete. I'm happy with it. So just shows you shitty ammo, shitty results. Sorry. And it ain't me because I'm kick-ass. I'm badass. Best shooter around. Not very good shooter, but this is what you get when you get okay shooter with crap ammo. So this is something to be cognizant about. You got a $5,000 rifle with an $1,800, $2,000 setup, and these are your groups. Something to think about. So what I was expecting, it's about what I was expecting group-wise with the Sig Spear. Maybe I'll try some other brands, maybe Federal, stuff like that. We'll see how the groups go. But with PPU and bullets first, the M118s, this is what we got. So there's your groups. Subpar, but whatever. So let's go talk about some other stuff. Kind of what I expected, like I talked about, kind of what I expected. You know, with that PPU ammo, I like PPU ammo. It's good, again, for steel. It's good for, you know, just having fun with. It's not precision ammo. So that's something you got to be cognizant about, especially when you're shooting out to longer distances and you got to take out pedophile Pete. Once your large groups and those large hangars, they're going to expand, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're going to whiff it. That was at 100 yards. I don't even want to see what it would be at 600 yards. So that's something to be cognizant about. I got it out to 750. That's the farthest range I got it out to. And it was odd. I was shooting the 147 grain Winchester ammo with it, and it was smacking 750 yards like nobody's business. And then I go out and I'm doing longer distances with that 168, and it was whiffing them. It wasn't doing very well, which is odd. So who knows? Maybe I will go back and check out the 147 grain, the Winchesters, because it was doing pretty well out to 750 yards. The bullet first ammo, the 175 grains, I got it out to 1,000. I take that back. I didn't hit the 1,000-yard target. I was low on ammo, and I was like, well, let's just go lob some rounds out to the 1,000 and see if we can get into the vicinity of it. And I missed it by maybe like a foot. It was a foot off to like the right side. So we'll get it out there. That was like right when I got the rifle. So I barely had any time with it, and I just kind of wanted to see how far we can. It will gladly do it. 16-inch 308 will gladly do it. It's just I haven't done it yet, but we can definitely do that at a later date. Going into the controls, I am all about. I was kind of scared of the lever charging handle, the one on the side. I was kind of scared of it. I was like, I don't know. Now I can't keep my hands off of it. I use that more than I do the rear charging handle. I'm all about that side charging handle. It feels really, really good. And the purpose of it, like I was talking about in the previous video, is so you don't have to take your hand ever off the rifle. You can always stay in that position. And that's what I was doing. I was using the charging handle in the prone position. Didn't have to get up, didn't have to get out of my spot or anything like that. I didn't even have to get off the scope, really. So that is really, really awesome. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but definitely a fun perk and a very, very handy perk to the Spear. I'm all about it, all about it. What else? Haven't done much with the folding stock yet. just like the Spear LT, I gotta double check where when the stock was in the folded position, it wasn't locking the bolt to the rear. So I'm not sure what the point of that is, and I'm not sure if the Spear does that, but we will have to, I'll have to get back to that on a later date. But that is something to definitely remind me about that. That's something we gotta do. Got the Badger Ordnance rings with the diving board because I'm gonna be putting the Impact 4000 on it when it comes in. I ordered one of those, so we're gonna try that out and we're gonna see how that works with this, which will be, I think will be pretty fun. So we'll see how that goes. Gas block, I was shooting it in the normal mode. I was shooting it normal with the suppressor on, and it does not cycle like expected. I remember I talked about it in the previous video, and I was like, let's see if it, because people were saying it like doesn't even fire or something, which I didn't believe that, but it was not cycling, which is it's as expected. When it's in the normal mode, it's not going to get as much gas as if it's in the if it's in the if it has the suppressor in the normal mode, it's not getting enough gas to recycle that bolt. So that was expected. But suppressed, in the suppressed mode with the suppressor, very little over gas, very clean, very nice to shoot. Not really dirty. I've wiped this thing down, and I probably have about 700 rounds in it, 600 rounds in it, or something like that. Very clean shooting rifle. I don't really know what else to say about that, but I'm about it, guys. I think that this is a really fun rifle. It's a really cool rifle. We're not going to get in if it was a good replacement for the M4. I'm going to do a final video on that, and we can talk about that. I think everybody has their already their set opinions on it, and I already have mine. But we'll make a whole other video for that. But as just a normal semi-automatic 308, it's a pretty cool battle rifle. I'm really liking it. Other than the weight, it's pretty awesome. I definitely want to throw it up against the Scar. Want to throw it up against the MR762. Want to throw it up against an LMT. My buddy's gonna let me use his LMT, and we can just do a big battle with it. So we'll knock that out, and we will see who the victor is. But right now, I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. The trigger, I knew I wanted to put some more rounds on it before I commented on the trigger. The trigger, I have no complaints about it. I'm not even going to swap it out. I was going to see, I'm not sure if it can take other mil-spec triggers, which I'm pretty sure it can, but I got to double check. Don't quote me on that. So I'll have to look into that. But I was going to put, if you can, I'd probably put an SSAE in it because I'm a Geisley fanboy. But the trigger is pretty smooth, and it's very nice. It's very crisp, and I probably won't even replace it. So I'm about it. It feels good. Good reset, not squishy. It's a nice two-stage trigger, and I'm all about that two-stage. So we'll just ghost it real quick. Nice pull before the break. That two-stage, crisp. Nice and crisp, and I like it. So no real complaints about it, other than just like the Spear LT trigger was trash. But that's it. That's my mid opinion on the Spear on the Sig Spear. I like it so far. I don't have many gripes. I think that Sig is really pushing good products, and they're really pushing products of the future, and this is a living example of the technology that is out there, and what kind of the model of what rifles should be, in my opinion, I feel. So enough of that. We'll make another video on the Spear, probably around 1,500 rounds, something like that. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, really help me out. Kyle is still recovering. He has to wear his helmet. Gary is still alive. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you back out there.